Picture this. You did it. You worked hard, you saved up, and now you're staring at your first $1,000 ready to invest. That's a huge milestone. It's the first critical step toward building real lasting wealth. But then, that feeling hits you, right? That total paralysis. The fear of making one wrong move and watching all that hard-earned money just disappear. What if you pick the wrong stock? What if the market crashes the day after you buy in? Here is what most people do not realize. This fear sinks most beginners before they even start. Most new investors sabotage their own success, not because of bad luck, but through a series of predictable and completely avoidable mistakes. In this video, I'm going to break down the 5 most common mistakes that absolutely sink beginner investors. But more importantly, I'm going to give you the exact actionable strategies to not only avoid them, but to build a strong, confident foundation for your financial future. We are going to turn that fear into a clear, actionable plan. Let's dive in. The number one mistake, and honestly the one that causes all the others, is jumping into the market without a plan. Think about this. It's like starting a road trip with no destination. You just start driving. Maybe it's fun for a minute, but you're just burning gas, and you have no idea if you're actually getting anywhere. So many new investors do exactly this. They hear about a hot stock, open an account, and throw their $1,000 in without ever asking the most important questions. What am I investing for? And when do I actually need this money? This lack of direction is incredibly dangerous. Without a clear goal, you have no way to measure success. You don't know if you should be taking on more risk for aggressive growth or playing it safe. This is how people end up making investments that are completely wrong for their situation. For example, if you know you need this money in 2 years for a down payment on a car, putting it all into a volatile tech stock is a recipe for disaster. But if your goal is retirement in 40 years, being too safe means you miss out on decades of powerful growth. So, how do we fix this? You create a simple, written investment plan. And no, this does not need to be some 50-page formal document. First, define your timeline. When do you need this money? Be specific. Is it for a goal 3 years away, 10 years away, or 30+ years out? Your timeline is the single most important factor in figuring out how much risk you can afford to take. Second, identify your financial goals. What's the purpose of this money? A down payment? Retirement? General wealth building? Write it down. Having a real, tangible goal makes it so much easier to stay disciplined when the market gets scary. And third, be honest about where you are financially right now. Before you invest a single dollar, you need 2 things locked in: no high-interest debt and an emergency fund. If you have credit card debt at 20% interest, paying that off gives you a guaranteed 20% return. No investment on earth can promise you that. And an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of living expenses is your safety net. It's what stops you from being forced to sell your investments at the absolute worst time to cover a surprise bill. Once you have these answers, write it down. A simple sentence like, "My goal for this $1,000 is long-term wealth building for retirement in 30+ years, so I can take on higher risk for higher growth," is an incredibly powerful plan. It becomes your guide for every decision you make. This brings us right to the second major mistake: not understanding your personal risk tolerance. Risk tolerance is simply your ability to stomach the wild ups and downs of the market. And it's deeply personal. What feels like a thrilling roller coaster to one person feels like a terrifying freefall to another. Beginners usually make one of 2 critical errors here. They either take on way too much risk, get terrified during their first market dip, and panic sell everything for a loss. Or they're so afraid of losing anything that they take on too little risk, and their money can't even grow enough to beat inflation. Ignoring this is a surefire way to let your emotions drive your decisions, and that almost always leads to buying high and selling low. So how do you figure this out? It's not just about some quiz on a brokerage website. You have to be brutally honest with yourself. First, take the sleep at night test. Ask yourself right now, if I invested my $1,000 today and next week it was worth $800, how would I truly feel? Would I be anxious? Would I have the urge to sell to stop the bleeding? Or would I see it as a buying opportunity? If the thought of a 20% drop keeps you up at night, you need to lean towards more conservative investments, no matter what anyone else is doing. Second, match your risk to your timeline. This is key. The longer you have, the more risk you can logically take. If your goal is 30 years away, a market crash is just a blip on the radar. You have plenty of time to recover. But if you need that money in 3 years, you have to be much more careful. Your risk tolerance isn't set in stone. It will change as your life changes. That's why it's so important to check in with yourself at least once a year. Understanding this ensures you build a portfolio you can actually stick with for the long haul. All right, you have a plan, you understand your risk, now it's time to invest. And this is where so many beginners make a catastrophic mistake. They bet it all on one horse. They take their entire $1,000 and dump it into a single investment. Maybe it's a hot stock they heard about from a friend, or a trendy company that's all over the news. Think about the hype that surrounded companies like GameStop or AMC. It's so tempting to chase those massive, quick wins. But let me be clear, this strategy isn't investing, it's gambling, period. Here's why it's so dangerous. When your success rides on one single company, you're completely exposed. If that company has a bad quarter, gets hit with a lawsuit, or gets outmaneuvered by a competitor, your entire investment can plummet. This is called concentration risk, and it is a portfolio killer. The solution is one of the most powerful concepts in all of finance: diversification. And for a beginner with $1,000, it's way easier than you think. The single best way to diversify from day one is with low-cost index funds or ETFs. Think of an index fund as a basket that holds tiny pieces of hundreds or even thousands of different companies. Instead of trying to find the one winning needle in a giant haystack, you just buy the entire haystack. For example, with your $1,000, you can buy a share of an S&P 500 index fund ETF. With that one single purchase, you instantly own a small piece of 500 of the largest, most successful companies in the US. If one of those companies has a terrible year, it's balanced out by the other 499. This is how you get broad market exposure and dramatically reduce your risk. Popular S&P 500 ETFs have tickers like VOO or IVV. For your first $1,000, a single broad market index fund is the simplest and most effective way to build a diversified foundation. It's the closest thing to an investing easy button that exists. Okay, let's pause for a second. We've covered some serious ground: building a plan, knowing your risk, and the power of diversification. If you're finding this breakdown helpful and you're ready to take control of your financial future, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps tell the YouTube algorithm to share this crucial information with other beginners who are trying to get started on the right foot. We still have 2 massive mistakes to cover, and these are the ones that quietly sabotage your long-term growth. So stick around, because mistake number 4 is one almost every single investor is tempted to make. The fourth and perhaps most tempting mistake is trying to time the market. It sounds so logical, doesn't it? Buy low, sell high. You'll just wait for the perfect moment when the market hits rock bottom to invest your $1,000, and then you'll cleverly sell it right at the peak. The problem? It's nearly impossible. Nobody has a crystal ball. The market's short-term moves are notoriously unpredictable, and even the pros get it wrong all the time. In reality, people who try to time the market usually end up doing the exact opposite. They buy into the hype when prices are high, and they sell out of fear when prices are low, locking in their losses. The cost of trying to be a market timer is staggering. Research has shown that missing just a handful of the market's best days can have a devastating impact on your long-term returns. Why? Because the market's best days often come right after the worst days. And if you're sitting on the sidelines in cash waiting for the perfect moment, you will miss the powerful rebound. So what's the alternative? You replace timing the market with time in the market. First, adopt a long-term mindset. When you invest that first $1,000, commit to leaving it invested for the long haul, ideally 5 years or more. Second, stop checking your portfolio every day. Seriously, it's a recipe for emotional decision-making. Make a rule: you only check it once a quarter. Your job is to be a long-term owner, not a frantic day trader. And third, consider a strategy called dollar cost averaging. Instead of investing your $1,000 all at once, you could invest it in smaller chunks, say $200 a month for 5 months. When the market is down, your $200 buys more shares. When it's up, it buys fewer. This smooths out your purchase price and forces you to buy when others are fearful, a hallmark of every successful investor. The final mistake is the most silent and insidious of them all: ignoring fees and taxes. These are the invisible termites that can slowly eat away at your wealth over decades. A fee of 1% or 2% might not sound like much, but its corrosive effect over an investing lifetime is absolutely devastating. Let's run the numbers. Imagine a fund charging a 1% annual fee versus a low-cost index fund charging just 0.05%. Over 30 or 40 years, that seemingly tiny difference can consume 25% or more of your final portfolio value. We're talking about tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars just vanished. Here's your action plan to become a cost-conscious investor from day one. First, prioritize low-cost investments. When you're choosing an ETF, look for the expense ratio. You want funds with expense ratios well below 0.20%, and many excellent ones from providers like Vanguard or Fidelity are now at 0.03% or even lower. Second, choose a brokerage with no commission trades. This has been the standard for a few years, so there's no reason to pay a fee every time you buy or sell. Third, and this is a game changer, use tax-advantaged accounts. For your first $1,000, one of the absolute best places to invest is a Roth IRA. Here's why it's so powerful. Your money grows completely, 100% tax-free. When you withdraw it in retirement, you won't owe the government a single penny on all those decades of growth. Your first $1,000 fits easily within the annual contribution limit, which is $7,000 for 2025. It's one of the most powerful wealth-building tools available. Keeping your costs low is the one thing you have direct control over, and it's one of the highest predictors of long-term success. So there you have it, the 5 critical mistakes that derail beginner investors and the simple, powerful steps to avoid them. Let's recap the game plan. First, you will create a clear, written plan. Second, you will be honest about your risk tolerance. Third, you will diversify from day one with a low-cost index fund. Fourth, you will commit to being a long-term investor and ignore the hype. And fifth, You will be relentless about keeping your costs and taxes as low as possible. That first $1,000 is an incredibly powerful tool. It's not just money, it's the seed from which your financial future can grow. Investing is a marathon, not a sprint. The most successful investors aren't the ones who get lucky. They are the ones who start early, stay consistent, and patiently follow a disciplined plan. By avoiding these pitfalls, you are setting yourself on a path most people never find. You're no longer gambling, you're investing. Now the question is whether you will take action. I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me one thing you're going to do this week to get started. Whether it's opening that Roth IRA or just writing down your goals, I want to know what your first step will be. If you found this guide valuable, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Together, we will navigate the journey of building lasting wealth, one smart decision at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.